Was I chasing a ghost? What was going on in this house?
Please state your emergency.
4 hours? What are you talking about, Jimmy? It's 40 tons of fish. It's my life savings. If you don't get here now, they're gonna be garbage. You can't do this to me. Send me 9 trucks. Listen, man, it has to happen now. 9 drivers for 9 trailers. Hold on a second.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Where are you, sir? Sir, are you there? Sir.
Rookie EMT Tanya McCoy is on one of her first 911 calls.
22, Unit 22, come in.
Unit 22.
Code 3, 22, code 3. Possible heart attack.
We're en route.
When we're code 3, that usually means that life is in danger at that point. It means a full light and siren. People need to get out of your way.
Remember your training. You're gonna be okay.
I got this.
Back in 1993, I decided that I wanted to do something a little more exciting and decided to go into the emergency medical field.
That might be him up there.
There he is. Doesn't look like he's moving much.
No.
Check his heart rate.
Hello, sir?
The dying man's eyes reveal a fleeting sign of life.
They were open. They were not closed like you would see in the movies. They were full-blown open and looking up.
I need you to stay with me, sir.
I felt like he was looking directly into me.
She's losing him. But as McCoy battles to bring her patient back from the brink, she senses something watching her.
I felt like somebody was there with me.
What are you doing? Focus. Stay with the patient. Keep going.
Despite the first responders' extreme measures to save the patient, he dies.
We tried for such a long time, to the point for weeks my arms and my chest hurt just from doing the chest compressions.
You okay?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
After finishing her shift and struggling with the emotions of losing her patient, McCoy is finally home. But she's returning to an empty house.
I was living with my ex-husband, but he was away in Oklahoma working a job. So it was just me, home alone. It had been a long night. I had just gotten under the covers, and I was a little unnerved. I'm in bed, and I actually heard somebody, or what sounded like somebody. It woke me up. I thought somebody was trying to break into my house. It was terrifying.
Mysteriously, the lights in McCoy's home begin acting erratically. but she's compelled to discover who or what is trying to get into her home.
Who is it? I'm gonna call the police. What do you want?
Without warning, the door goes silent, but someone is still outside.
Is anybody there?
I was scared, but there was nobody there. There wasn't a logical explanation. I couldn't see anyone around me. I felt like maybe somebody had came in. It was complete fear for my life at that point, not knowing if I was going to walk away from this experience. I was exhausted. I was alone. I didn't really know what to do. I curled up under my blankets and I fell asleep. It was so unnerving to know that I felt like something was walking around my house that I couldn't see.
After responding to one of her first 911 calls, rookie paramedic Tanya McCoy experiences her first death of a patient.
You always kind of remember that first patient you lost.
After returning distraught to her empty home, she's woken from a dead sleep by a violent pounding on her door. After seeing nothing, she still has the ominous feeling that something is now inside her home.
I felt like something was walking around my house that I couldn't see. It wasn't much longer after that that I started to notice things happening around me. I went to grab my keys, and they weren't there.
This would be just the beginning of a series of strange events that would continue to haunt McCoy in her home.
They were in the laundry room, sitting directly on top of the wash machine. But the night before, I'd never even gone into the washroom. I had went straight to bed.
As the days pass, more unexplained incidents continue and intensify.
This time my rings weren't there. And I wasn't able to find them.
McCoy is beginning to think the unthinkable, that an unseen force is here.
A few days later, I had started to make dinner. I opened up one of my cupboards, and on one of the shelves with just a bunch of different canned goods, my ring was laying right there. I would have never taken my rings off and put them in a cabinet.
Tanya's starting to lose things around the home. And at first she thinks this is forgetfulness, but quickly realizes something more is going on. And it's well documented in cases of hauntings that objects move seemingly of their own volition, almost as if the spirit entity is trying to communicate and make its presence known in the only way that it can.
At this point, nothing had really happened to me to get me to the point of fear.
But that was all about to change.
I could hear footsteps. My heart started racing.
Hello? Somebody there?
There was nobody there, but you could still feel like somebody was in the room.
Although she's seen nothing yet, McCoy can feel the foreboding presence all around her. Perhaps sleep will calm her fear and eradicate this chilling entity.
When somebody spends years in the medical field, they grow calluses, emotional barriers that protect us from the traumatic events we're called upon to deal with on a daily basis. But this was Tanya's first ever field death. She hadn't had time to develop those protections yet. Her shields weren't there. And so she was in a vulnerable state. And that opened her up to an attachment.
Despite the disturbing events, McCoy has felt safe in the sanctuary of her bedroom. Until now.
It was complete fear for my life.
What do you want? To go. It's okay.
The expression on his face was almost of confusion. I wasn't sure if he fully acknowledged the fact that he was dead at that point. In that moment, when he was kind of hovering over me and we made the eye contact, it almost felt like we were talking to each other through our eyes. I remember when I was doing the chest compressions, looking into his eyes, I felt like we were still connecting.
It's okay. Go where you need to go. It's okay.
I honestly don't know how long it was, but it felt like an eternity. There were so many different emotions. And to know it was the face of the man that we tried to help. Grief, relief, sadness, even happiness to an extent of knowing, you know, that, yeah, there's a confirmation of the other side.
Some spirits simply don't realize that they're dead. They died so quickly and so unexpectedly that they weren't able to process the fact that they no longer have a physical body. Sometimes it takes a living, breathing human being to tell them kindly and with compassion, you're no longer alive in the traditional sense. You need to go where you need to go. You need to go to what comes next.
The next day, it felt much lighter. The heaviness had been lifted. I never saw his face again. I don't know if what kept him attached to me was the fact that I was the last face he saw before he passed over, and maybe he was there in the end just to find answers of his own. I mean, at the time I was, of course, very unnerved and very scared, but knowing that I was the last person that he saw and that ultimately we were able to help him cross over and hopefully find happiness, I feel blessed that I was able to be there to help in the end.
Despite this terrifying experience as a rookie, McCoy continued working as a paramedic. She never saw the man's spirit or other apparitions in her home again.